Yay! 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 Yay!
I feel more at home with our theme music.
Yeah,
to
right?
be honest.
Yeah.
It was fun ragging on Mr. Carey there for that one episode, but
Yeah.
I think Dave is right. We need to stick with this.
Hey,
So-
look, we
so
like
thanks
the
for
song.
that call. Thanks
We
for
like
that.
the song. That's
yeah.
what matters.
Oh yeah. Not only do we like it, but like I told you, my 7-year-old nephew, who happens to be a listener to this show, he likes it too.
Well, that's our demographic, apparently.
Well, that's just our maturity level. is on
true.
here. It's just we're
This
just
is
gonna
true.
make nothing but pee-pee and poopy jokes today. There you go. Oh, okay. Well,
Sorry.
So everyone, just so remember, we're not doing sound effects anymore. That was actually Mo farting. That was a real fart.
Yeah, no sound
That
effects
you
added.
just heard.
Yeah.
You just heard. So how are you, Mo?
I'm tired. Phil.
Yeah.
I'm tired, my man.
You're tired. This is a busy time for a legislator, is it not?
This is the busy time for a legislator.
Well, that sucks. Thank
Yeah.
you for your service. I guess. Thank you for your sacrifice.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
It's a really strange time for us because you don't know your schedule. Everything changes on a day-to-day or hour-to-hour decision. It's really strange trying to work that way.
My favorite part of the session is when you had to not sleep that one night. That was good.
Yeah, we went a straight 24 hours of sessions, actually 26
Ooh,
hours.
That sounds kinky. We went 24 hours of straight session, baby.
It was
Ooh.
26 hours we went.
26. And how many of those hours were spent ass to mouth?
None.
False. It's politics. All 26.
That's
All
cute.
26.
That's cute.
I gotcha.
No, I can tell you, I
Oh,
haven't.
gross. That would get in your beard. Oh,
This whole conversation
Filthy.
went down the tubes, man.
filthy. Well, you know what they say.
No, I don't.
I got nothing.
All right.
But yeah, without getting into I don't give a shit about your politics.
No, I won't talk
I
politics.
don't agree with half your politics.
You agree with half, though.
I do agree with the other half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still not sure what the half you disagree with is, but that's okay.
The bottom half. Without getting into the politics, because I really couldn't give a shit about that. That's another show.
And our listeners don't
I
care.
just want to know, kind of, I just want to get inside your head. What are you thinking? You're going up there.
So when you arrive, whatever day it is, let's say, hey, we need you at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Tuesday. Let's say Tuesday.
All right, 10 o'clock Tuesday, you go into session. I have to give a lot of credit to the Speaker of the House. Joe Arasimowicz does a great job of starting on time. Apparently, that's
Oh.
not how it used to run. It never used to run on time.
Like it would be, they would say it's 7 o'clock start, but it starts at 7:09.
No, they would say, okay, starts at 10 o'clock, and they wouldn't start session till 1.
What?
Yeah.
No, that's ridiculous.
It was hurry up and wait. You have to be there because you can't miss a vote.
Yeah, but that's a little
Although
ridiculous.
some do.
3 hours is something. I mean, when there's a soccer game, they say it starts at 6:05 or 6:30, and then it starts at like 6:55. And I'm pissed. I'm sitting at the bar for 25 minutes. You're
Right.
up there just twiddling your thumbs, going ass to mouth for 3 hours with nothing to do.
We can drop the ass to mouth part. But what I would say is, that
Listen, we love Kevin Smith, and that's the only way I can bring Kevin Smith into a political conversation.
yeah, likely that's fair. No, we have a. You remember one of my predecessors, Clark Chapin, right?
Yeah, I remember Clark.
Chapin serves 8 years in the House and then another 8 in the Senate.
Yep.
And I asked him for advice before I went up, and he said, "Can you work remotely for your regular job?"
Oh God.
So Clark would say, if you can work from home, bring it with you.
Figure it out.
If you can work remotely, bring it with you.
Figure it out.
And that's how they all used to work with the former leadership. So what I like about Joe is he's a football coach, right, in Berlin.
Okay.
And he runs it like football practice.
What
you
position?
show up.
Is he a head coach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaker of the team?
Yeah. And let me
Okay.
tell you, they have a heck of a football program there. So,
And steamed burgers.
right?
They have those at the Hartford Athletic soccer games. Keeps coming back to soccer with me. I know.
Berlin.
I know.
Berlin. Do you know why they pronounce it differently?
It's Berlin, Connecticut.
Do you know why they pronounce it different than Germany?
I wouldn't want to be associated with that.
Then that's when they changed the pronunciation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like straight up.
Straight up.
So
that's
like
why it was changed.
1930, late 30s, early 40s.
Right. World War II hit. They stopped saying it the same way. They didn't want to be associated with Germany.
Interesting.
Yeah. Pretty
So-
interesting.
So what about Auschwitz, Vermont? Did they change their name or?
Find Auschwitz, Vermont for me. Find them on a map.
It was annexed around the same time that they went to Berlin, Connecticut.
They're now called Paris. Anyway, so when we get there, we get up to session and we go, hey, look, this is here's your go list. They give you a list of topics and bills that may be called that day.
Your name's Bill.
Right. Nice of you to put that together.
I'm just saying. Bill, passing bills?
So here's a go list. There might be 30 bills listed on that go list. And you go, okay, so we're going to talk about one of these 30 is coming up. A lot of them you've never seen before. So you start asking leadership, hey, what's likely to be called? Because they have to vet each one of those bills.
Okay.
And you can read it in real time. You're going, okay, this one's going to be, we're going to have a topic of like $15 an hour minimum wage. That's
Okay.
why that went 26 hours, because a lot of people wanted to speak on that topic.
I can assume so, yeah.
So the rest of that go list that day went kaputs because we started that one. Actually, we went into session at 10 a.m. At 10 p.m., they decided to call the $10 an hour minimum wage vote.
Wait, does that mean, though, when they go away, like they go away, then you don't, they're gone?
Oh, no, once they're on that go list, they can be pulled up at any time. At any time.
Throughout the entire session?
Throughout the entire session.
Okay. So it can be like 2 o'clock in the morning, everyone's ready to go home, and it's like, I want to bring up this HB 69 ass-to-mouth bill.
There's no ass-to-mouth bill.
Making it mandatory for all state employees to go ass-to-mouth.
Okay.
And
you're not getting away from this today, are you?
No, and it's also going to be the title of the show, and you can't stop me. So there you go. There you go. It's going to be called Ass-to-Mouth Bill. And I think HB 69 Ass-to-Mouth Bill is that's pretty good.
Anyway, so
I asked for an extra shot of espresso in my my iced latte today. So there's actually 3 shots. I didn't realize there were already 2 shots in this. Wow. So there's 3 shots of espresso in this plus the coffee. So getting amped.
Fun side note for you on that.
On the caffeine or
on the caffeine, because we just drift into topics. So
that's what we do.
When I used to work in the spaceship building in Danbury, where Beringer is, Beringer-Ingelheim.
Okay.
They had a Starbucks in the building, right? So I remember going down in the afternoon. I went down. I'm like, I don't drink Starbucks. I don't know how to order Starbucks. And no, I'm not going to order a grande. I'm going to order a large.
Yeah, the sizes make no sense anyway.
I'm not gonna, stop. Yeah. So I go down there and I said, look, I wanted a really giant, the biggest you have, coffee. And I was like,
that'd be a Trenta.
Okay. And I said, okay, so I don't know what the one that's the most normal. I'm reading the menu. I'm like, I'm not going to get through all these. Americana, fine. I'll get Americana.
Oh god, that's just
I figure it's American coffee.
Isn't that no? That's just espresso and water.
Well, I didn't know.
A cafe. Well, but see, that's not a type of coffee that they invented.
Okay.
It's just like a cappuccino or a latte. It's used world round.
Right.
So going with the Americano is just like
I had no idea.
I can give you a pass on not knowing that it goes tall. Tall is a small, and then venti is middle.
Venti is 20. 20. It's 20 ounce.
It's 20, even though that's the middle, but it's actually 16 ounce.
That's messed up.
Right, because the grande is the large.
Liars.
Which grande does mean large, but then there's Trenta, which I'm assuming is 30 ounce, but I think it's even bigger than that. The sizes there just make absolutely no sense.
But they sound pretty.
But I could understand you getting, one of the sizes wrong. But being like, I ordered an Americano without understanding what an Americano was. It's just espresso and water.
Yeah, I didn't look at that. So I ordered an Americano, and I said, hey, do me a favor.
Big.
I said, throw a shot of espresso in there for me, will you?
What?
So it was like 4 shots of espresso in this thing. And I get back to the office. I'm drinking it like I drink coffee anyway.
That's just straight up espresso with water.
And I was like, wow, I feel really good in the afternoon. This is good. So it became like my 3 o'clock tradition to go get an Americano.
Some cocaine in there while you're at it, too.
So one day I go down there and I go, I'm just wiped out today. Can I get 2 shots of espresso in this? And she looks at me and she goes, you want a 5 shot of espresso drink? And I go, what? Is that what I've been drinking? I had no clue.
So there's a guy who I work with. And
what's his name?
I'm not going to tell you his name.
All right. Can we call him like Chuck?
Chuck. All right.
Okay.
So Chuck. I work with Chuck. And whenever we
get...
not
not really his name. That would be really bad if it was.
Don't you worry. And whenever we work together, so he's a cinematographer. And he spent his 80s doing a lot of drugs.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
He's been sober for like 30 plus years now.
That's why it's good. He's still alive.
I always tell him, I'm like, you've been sober almost as long as I've been alive.
Wow.
And when he hit 30 years a couple years ago, I was like, we're going to celebrate this with some champagne. And he was like, yeah. And then we didn't do it. So I'm like, all right, well, got to wait till 40. Hope you make it a few more years there.
Sure he will.
Chuck. So, yeah, did a lot of drugs back in the day. A lot of crack. He told me this great story of him.
Crack.
He used to shoot guns in Union Square in New York City. This was the 80s.
Wow.
This
Yeah,
was
it was
the
pretty
80s.
dark there
This was
at the
the
time. 42nd Street was
Right.
awful. Yeah.
So to bring it all back, let's bring it all back. When we work together, we'll send people out for coffee.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, yeah, get me an iced latte. I want 4 shots of espresso.
Wow. Yeah, good for him.
You were like, you didn't understand that you were damn near, you almost became a crack addict.
It was crazy.
You almost
I
became a
was
crack
hooked.
addict. But it was like, yeah, I'm sure you were.
Ooh.
But it was unintentional addiction.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's how it always works.
Look, I knew
The first one's free, Mo.
I knew Starbucks coffee was bold and strong. And I was like, okay, this is what it tastes like. And I wasn't an espresso drinker at the time, so I didn't know the difference. I thought that's what Starbucks coffee tasted like.
Nope. You ordered something suitable for a former crackhead.
Yeah. Wow, good for me.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that you're still here.
Yeah.
I'm happy you're still here. Now, did you like the flavor of it? Or you just like the feeling?
It was a little bitter for
Yeah.
me, because I don't put sugar in my coffee
Yeah,
at all.
that's like what this one is.
Yeah, so I put a little milk in to just make sure I could drink it because it was so hot.
Yeah.
But that's it. It was just straight espresso.
But you didn't dislike it enough to not continue to order it.
No, I started acquiring a taste for it, so I liked the flavor after
Yeah, you
a
started
while.
scratching your neck like. Yeah.
My beard literally grew in overnight.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was
I'm sure.
crazy, man.
And that's why it's just white, because it was just like giant beard.
Again, no sound effects, folks.
That's my growing beard sound.
It was a good sound for which
Yeah.
I guess they're
Better than the ass to mouth sound.
would you stop? Good Lord.
Oh God, I'm like what's his name from Police Academy?
Jones?
Michael. Oh yeah, you
Jones
you
was
give
his
me
character.
names, so I was gonna go with his real name. Either way, yeah, that's that.
So back to session.
Well, I was curious though.
Oh,
Did this drink taste like? Would you order it now for fun? Like, not even if it was caffeine free, would you drink it?
no.
No.
I don't. First off, I won't drink anything caffeine free unless it's water.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's one of the ingredients.
Yeah.
The
Of
other
water?
ingredients was just straight crack, straight bean crack. We'll call it bean crack.
Okay.
Well, it comes from
If
a
it
bean.
makes you happy.
It reacts like crack, and it tastes like ass to mouth.
Back with that again.
All right.
Can we shoot that in the head and have it go away?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Sorry, no majority.
So the story of my life is right there. So fighting in Hartford can be a little difficult with the party line votes, and there seem to be a lot more of those this year than I've seen in the last couple. So it can be a little frustrating when you want to get your word across, and a lot of times the conversations that you have they're not swaying a whole lot of people on the other side of the aisle.
I can't imagine. That's why I have a no politics on Facebook policy, and I've been that way for the last several years.
But
since
that's
the last
point.
presidential election,
The point of that room is debate.
Correct.
So you would,
but
think,
you still can't. I mean, people have their mind made up so much. The problem is that politicians, I don't know if you would fall into this category. I don't think. I think you do a decent job with representing your constituents.
Thanks, man.
And you'll actually listen to them. But there's a lot of politicians up there that will not necessarily represent what their constituents want if it disagrees with their personal beliefs.
And the hardest part of that is you can never make all your constituents happy. There's always going to be a big mix. And you have to hope that you put someone up there who has strong ethical and moral standards and knows how to respond fiscally responsibly.
But so here's the question. You're up there to represent constituents. If you disagree with the vast majority, say 90% of your constituents are like, I want to make heroin legal today.
Right.
90% of them.
Right.
These are the people who voted you in there.
Yes.
What do you do?
Good question, because you have to have a moral standard to that as well. They put you in there to have a moral standard. A lot of times people don't know all the facts when they're saying, great example with
all the facts when they say let's legalize heroin.
Right. Well, here's the thing,
it works in Europe.
Great example in the marijuana legalization. There's more layers to this than people think.
No, there's not. There's one layer, and,
here's the thing.
I'm on it
here's
right
the
now.
Thing. So
I wish.
A lot of people are saying, hey, look, a lot of money can be made if you legalize marijuana, right?
True.
The way the bill is written, all that money goes to inner cities. None of it goes to the towns.
We're getting too political.
No.
Too political.
Here's my point.
People don't know
would
the
that
details.
sway your decision for you, knowing where the money goes?
No, because I still get what I want out of the bill.
Okay, well that's fair. No, that's good, but
Right.
that's part of the discussion. That's all I'm saying.
And if some of this money is going there, that means that money that was going to be going there from other sources potentially could not go there. I understand that's not the case.
Yeah.
But
so the hard part is
this is starting to get really, really fucking boring. And by the way,
well, first off, welcome to my world. It can be a little boring up there.
the
when
world
you're going,
of boredom and beards.
when you sit through 26 hours of session, it can be a bit much.
Yeah.
And it can wear on you. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm still recovering in sleep deprivation for the last week, and
Yeah.
I've got 2 more weeks of it left. So it's going to wear on us, and we haven't even started the budget yet. So.
Well, yeah. That's a shame.
So
All right.
So I agree. It's a boring topic for the podcast.
Let's get less boring because
All
the voicemail light, it's only blinking
Oh,
twice.
we have calls?
Yeah, we always have calls.
Not always.
Well, usually we have calls. There's a select few very dedicated listeners that are calling in
Well,
all the time. We all know Liz.
If we were going to get some new callers, what number would they call, Mike?
Well, they would call 6317 Mike Mo.
6317 Mike Mo.
That's Mike with the Y.
Stop with that.
Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted that one. I thought that was the sound you were looking for. And I guess before we go any further, we should let you all know that the weather is starting to get really, really nice out.
Yeah,
in
it is.
Connecticut.
And session's almost over.
Session's almost over, which means we're going to be doing a lot of golfing thanks to our sponsors.
Candlewood Valley Country Club. Candlewood Valley Country Club, your number one spot to play golf in the greater New Milford area. Western Connecticut's premier golf destination. I think that's what I was going for.
Ooh, they're not going to like listening to you flub that line.
Western Connecticut's premier golf destination, Candlewood Valley Country Club. Go there, play some golf with some friends, have something to eat, grab a drink. What a great place to be. Candlewood Valley Country Club.
Hey guys, it's Liz. I actually have a couple comments. I don't know if I'm going to have a question or not, but the only reason that I busted Mike's balls on the call last time was because he was the one that was totally shredding my question. Mo was trying to be diplomatic.
Yes.
But nothing.
That's what I do.
I pressed the pause button.
Why?
Listen.
I'm listening.
I pressed the pause button because I didn't come at you, Liz. I didn't shred your topic.
A little bit.
It was just not good.
I don't think you
and
know.
I don't hold back.
I don't think you understand the impact you have with your words at times.
Okay.
So where you might think, hey, I'm just commenting, someone else can see it as, hey, you're shredding me up. So I got Liz's back on this.
Well, you're the diplomatic, politician type. I'm just the realist who tells shit how it is, biatch.
Or I'm the gentleman.
You're not a biatch, Liz. I was looking at Mo during that.
Wow.
Biatch.
Wow. He gave me a weird look, too. It was a weird look.
Politician that he is.
Oh,
and did try to at least answer the question, so he did not get the FU. Thank you, Mo, for at least trying to be a good host.
Oh, you're welcome, Liz.
Whatever.
And then also in regard to my friend that got kicked out of the trivia game, the host actually went up to him and said, people are complaining. They're telling us they're not going to return if you keep playing.
Dumb.
My friend has been going literally every week since they started trivia there and had won every week. And he told me himself that the questions were really, really easy. Like, I guess the host was just kind of pulling them from all kinds of sources. He even admitted in one game that he got one right off Jeopardy. So, yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is really silly, but...
All right, I'm pressing pause. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
We had this topic.
We had this topic. She was just trying to clarify what was happening with this. So,
I thought it's the same thing on what we said before.
No, I brought it up. I saw her post, so I'm the one who brought it up, but she was just providing a little bit of color.
I got it.
Okay. I mean, again, it sucks that everyone was so dumb that they had to complain that there was a smart guy at trivia, which is supposed to be for people to try to be smart.
Should we go play this guy? Should you and I show up and take this?
Oh my God, Liz, get him! No, I want him on the show. We're not going. We're just going to bring him in here.
Ooh, can I host it? I'll put together questions, and he and you answer questions.
Yes,
and I'll make like 5 or 6 categories.
Yes,
and we'll do it like Jeopardy.
Maybe we should do it like Double Dare.
Okay.
So
we'll get slime for your head.
No. But we can just get like like you have to eat. This can be the one you wanted me to eat. Like bull testicles. Like remember you were like do shots of clam juice. Remember we had that conversation.
Right.
We're gonna eat a bunch of really gross stuff.
Spill your guts or fill your guts.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
so we'll
James
do that
Corden
with trivia.
does.
All right, Liz. Mission for you: get your friend to call 6317 Mike Mo.
6317 Mike Mo. That's Mike with a Y.
That's Mike with a Y. Also, tell him to follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, comment, share, like the show, everything.
All right, good push.
Yeah.
Good push.
We may have another listener by next week. So yeah, Liz, we want to bring him on.
That'll give us like a dozen.
Yeah, we want to bring him on. There's still 19. Should we listen to the rest of this voicemail? There's still
yes,
19
it's
seconds.
Liz. Of course we should.
All right, Liz, we'll give you 19 more seconds of our airtime. Shit, I closed it.
All right, so the end of that.
Hey guys, it's Liz.
No.
Myke, what are you doing?
I messed it up.
I thought you were a professional.
I messed it up. I'm sorry. All right. Sorry, Liz. We owe you 19 seconds of airtime. It was a full minute. She still got a full minute.
It was a lot.
It was
a lot. That
All
was
right,
good.
let's
not
go.
much to talk about, though.
I just presented a pretty awesome challenge.
No, it's a good challenge. Yeah.
And my balls are on the wall, if you will, because I'm just like, hey, top trivia. Trivia maven. He's a trivia maven.
I think we discussed your testicles too much on this show.
We're bringing him in.
Yeah.
No, that was the first time we talked about my testicles.
This show.
We're
Yeah.
talking about
too much
your
on
ass
the show.
or mouth.
No,
I don't know.
not mine in either.
Oh,
no.
wait a minute.
I don't like the look in your eye.
Wait a minute.
I don't like the look you're
Which
giving
one
me.
are you?
Next caller.
You're the minority party, so I'm guessing you're the mouth. All right, let's go with the next caller. Is that guitar?
Hey guys, it's Dave.
Oh,
Dave.
Inspired by the recent episode with the opportunity to become a lord of the Sea World, I
Sealand?
decided to ask
Sealand.
you guys, with all of the end of the season for Game of Thrones coming up here, are you
And
guys
gone.
fans? And if so, what house do you claim? And if you're not fans, what show are you guys watch that you can't get enough of that you have to watch every time it comes out while you're drinking your non-sweet tea?
Good
And I
question.
would expect Myke to be not as fun because all he wants to do is bang on a drum and run around like a soccer hooligan all the time. Unlike the rest of us that like to follow baseball and football like normal folks.
Ooh.
Anyway, guys, thanks for the podcast.
Oh, you're welcome for the podcast.
well, and thank you for the call.
And a good question.
That's a very loaded call. There's several topics.
There's some great stuff in
We
there.
may not have enough time left on the show to be able to hit the rest of this.
Let's
this
do
call.
it.
So yeah, okay. So
first
starting
off,
off with
Dave
the game,
taking in the number one spot for best call this week. Sorry, Liz, that's a great call.
It's a great
great
call.
topics there.
It's a great call. Now, part of me wishes that he kind of, gave some of these topics to his other friends to call in, so other people could. That way, so that's it. So there's no Matt Carey. He's defeated. We've
Apparently.
won. Mike and Mo win.
So, by the way, we had a softball game last night that you missed.
Fatality.
Finish him.
We did finish him. Sorry, Matt.
No, I bumped into Matt at the softball game last night that you missed. And
I was sick.
Yeah, but you missed.
I did miss.
So Matt told me he hasn't heard the last show yet. So he's just behind on what's going on. I'll give him a pass.
Okay. Behind, similar to the position you're up in Hartford.
Enough with that.
So, okay, Game of Thrones. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
You know what? I started watching Game of Thrones when it
Uh-huh.
first came out. I lost interest.
Because their beards weren't nearly as strong as yours.
Well, you know what the problem is? It's a cool show, and I'm probably going to go back through and watch it and regain where I was.
Gonna binge it.
That's the problem. I watched through like the first. I think on the second season, I binged the first and watched the second, and I wanted more. And I got to wait like a year and a half before the next one comes out.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. I hate that.
It was like with this I mean, a couple things to say there, but yeah, this season I guess was 6 episodes, and everyone was so amped for a year and a half, and then the 6 episodes finally came. They're waiting,
Right.
18 months. I don't know, 12 to 18 months for 6 episodes.
Yeah.
To be released every single week. That's how it used to be.
I know. We've all been conditioned otherwise.
That's
now.
how it used to be. See,
We've all been conditioned.
I don't mind a cliffhanger that keeps me waiting. Like there was no bigger cliffhanger in my childhood than when Captain Picard was assimilated by the Borg to end the 3rd season of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
And flubby flobbin flibbin means nothing to me.
It means nothing to you.
Right.
There was no bigger cliffhanger in your life growing up than.
There we go.
No, I'm asking when. No, I'm asking you a question.
So every
I could have gone a lot of.
I know
on
that's
that
what I was
one.
waiting for.
Yeah. When Norm spilled the beer and we weren't sure if he was going to drink it with a straw.
Look, it was a different thing when you look forward to watching TV, and I get that. You look forward to a certain night where you can do this. We've become assimilated to this binge watching now.
Yeah, but that wasn't my question. I want to know, did you have one of those moments growing up?
So they were frustrating then.
So you just
because
didn't
you
watch
had
TV?
to be home to watch TV on that certain day and time.
Yep.
I still remember, and this is going to really date me, I still remember looking forward to...
I Love Lucy. Wow, you're old. Wow.
That's what I was waiting for before. You're just a little delayed on this.
You waited all summer to find out what the secret ingredient of Vitamin was.
It's tasty, too.
Just like candy.
No, goodbye, farewell, and amen.
Uh-huh.
The last episode of MASH.
Uh-huh.
I remember gathering around the TV as a family to watch that and it bringing a tear to your eye.
Right. But
You
what
know, when I
about
was a kid,
cliffhanger? What about season to season?
That was a cliffhanger. Everybody talked about it. It was upcoming.
Yeah.
Cliffhangers like who shot JR? Who cares?
Who
Like,
shot Mr. Burns was a huge cliffhanger for
I
me.
know. Well, great. And you were excited to watch that next season.
Yeah. And then it was Maggie, and I was like, that's kind
But
of
look, like
shitty.
with The Sopranos, they split it the last season into 2 seasons.
6A and 6B.
Right, which I don't care for at all.
Yeah.
And it was driving me nuts because I don't want to, now I have to change my entire schedule to be home on that time to watch the show, to see what happens. I get the anticipation. I get what that does for ratings and for all these things. But you're HBO, right? People have to pay to watch it anyway.
Yeah.
Put it up there. Put it up there. Let people watch the show. Look, Netflix does a great job. Netflix is now putting out full seasons of a show.
Uh-huh.
When they did that with House of Cards, when they first started doing that, the anticipation was for the next season, not the cliffhanger. It's great to have
not
a
the next
cliffhanger to a
episode,
degree.
you're saying, but the
That's
next season?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I guess. But it's still the same thing, cliffhanger.
Yeah,
Orange
I
is the
know.
New Black. The first season ended up with Piper beating the shit out of that woman with the bad teeth. And
Right.
Then she came back next season. She didn't get released from prison, and then this girl's she's got good teeth now, and it's like,
Right.
oh, okay. Yeah. But, I mean, the cliffhanger, I mean, I totally get the appointment watching finale. We all watched Seinfeld together in my house. We all watched the
of course.
final, I guess it was 2 episodes, but it was a one event of Star Trek, right? All of these shows, yeah, you watch the final episode. I did the same thing with Sopranos. There was a huge final episode party when I was in college.
Oh, I don't like that either, though.
Oh, yes.
I don't like episode parties.
Well,
I don't
mean,
like that.
by party, it was a bunch of guys who liked the show who got together and were drinking beer, playing beer pong. We took a break for an hour to watch the show and then went out to play more beer pong. It was no different from any other night other than the fact that Sopranos happened in the middle.
All right.
It's
My
not like we were like,
concern
everybody dress up as your favorite.
Well, no, I'm
goon.
fine with that. But my point is, when you get a bunch of people together to watch TV, they end up talking to each other, and you miss half the show.
I hate that.
That's why I refuse to watch the Super Bowl with a group of people.
That. Well, so
Regardless
it's
of
funny.
who's in, I won't go to a bar to watch the Super Bowl because I want to hear what's going on. I want to hear the commercials. I want to hear the announcers. I want to hear their play-by-play and color commentary like I would any other game I'm interested in.
Most people with the Super Bowl are there for the game or there for the commercials, despite the fact that the commercials are absolute shit and have been for several years now.
Well, what was that? Baby monkey thing?
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
the Mountain Dew's commercial. Yeah, the Puppy Monkey Baby.
Yeah, that was a weird one, wasn't it?
Puppy Monkey Baby. I thought that was fucking genius. Absolute genius. And here's why. Name me another commercial
I
that
know why.
year. Name me another commercial from that year.
I can't. Where's the beef? I have no idea what commercials are playing.
That
year.
wasn't even the last 2 decades.
Yeah,
exactly.
I know. That was my point.
So, I mean, everyone remembers the Super Bowl commercial that launched Apple computers.
Do they?
The black and white one in the 80s, and everybody's sitting around that giant projector being brainwashed by the screen, and then the woman runs up with a giant hammer and throws it in there. This commercial was from before my time.
Yeah, I don't remember that at the time.
I've seen it a lot. And
I don't remember that at the time. And look,
it won a couple Clio awards.
I remember the Clydesdales for every year. I remember Cindy Crawford drinking a Pepsi. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I remember the Doritos commercial with what's her name.
Oh yeah, you remember it real well.
No, but
with what's her name?
It was a beautiful girl eating Doritos, and
Okay.
that's what drew people's attention.
Yeah.
So there's certain ones that do hit, and you never know when that gold is going to strike. But you're right, the water's been diluted. There's no great commercials anymore.
There's no Budweiser frogs anymore.
Why do you love the Puppy Monkey Baby so much?
Marketing genius.
Wait, who made that commercial? Who was involved in that? Anyone you know?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But it was a Mountain Dew commercial. I know that.
I thought you were involved in that in some capacity.
No. Me?
Yeah.
No.
You?
No.
Yeah. Thought so.
No, false.
Okay.
I loved that commercial.
Yeah, I thought you were a part of that.
No. I was at Comedy Central when that one came out.
Okay.
Okay?
You're like angry with me for thinking I'm giving you credit for.
I don't want to take other people's
fun
credit.
No, but I was saying you would have been involved in something that was memorable.
It sounds like I'm
I'm
something
the one
I would
sitting
do.
here giving you compliments, and you're talking about ass to mouth. And see how this show works, folks.
You're
Do
gonna
you see how this show
You're gonna
works?
see how it works now that I have a soundbite that I can loop for the rest of your life of you saying ass to mouth. I am totally gonna be. I volunteer myself to read your eulogy, by the way, and that's making the assumption that I will survive you.
Yeah, that's a big assumption, though.
Not a far stretch.
Nothing kills me, man. We've
Not
tried.
a far
Pancreatitis
stretch.
didn't kill me.
Eh.
You know, the diabetes didn't kill me. There's a lot of things I've survived.
Hey Mo,
Heart attack. No, I didn't have a heart attack.
diabetes doesn't stop a bullet.
Diabetes. Thanks, man. Thanks for that.
I wish everyone could just see the look.
I'm gonna be like Deadpool and have that lead coin in my chest, so you don't shoot me through the heart.
That's fine. I'll go ass to heart.
Oh dear Lord! Enough with that. Good Lord.
So,
All right,
second part of Dave's question.
Yes,
what
go
do
for
you
it.
watch these days?
It's really strange. So first off, I have go-tos,
In
right?
the-
We all
oh,
have go-tos.
In the 5 free minutes a day you have, what are you watching with that?
Yeah, so I'm really disappointed. My one show I look forward to on a regular basis is just finished its season, and I have nothing to look forward to being on TV.
What's that?
And you're gonna laugh at me because it's an old man show.
Okay.
It's
Frasier?
The Curse of Oak Island.
Okay.
So The Curse of Oak Island's been on for I think 6 years now, something like that. It's a small island off the coast of Canada.
Okay.
And
Is it like Sealand?
no,
Do they have lords?
no.
Okay, go on.
So, and Dave, SeaWorld, come on, man.
Yeah,
Pay attention.
Sea World, come on. One has whales and the other has
Knights.
Mo.
Yeah. Not yet. I haven't submitted mine yet, but as soon
Still?
as I do, we will discuss that, yeah.
Okay.
I've
fair.
had no time. When am I going to do it? So
You have assistants.
The Curse of Oak Island.
Oh, wait, that's a whole other topic. Hold on. Let me write that one down.
The Curse of Oak Island, there's a treasure buried on this island that was discovered, right? They discovered that there was a buried treasure 200 years ago. 200 years ago.
Wow.
They found this. There was kids playing around, found this hole, and then found a tablet that had markings on it. And every 30 feet all the way down, it kept having these layers and oak. That's what they call it, Oak Island. There's no oak trees grow up there. But
Fair.
they kept finding all this oak.
Okay.
So over the years, different people have been involved in this project, including FDR.
Okay. I don't know why was there such a big pause? You need a reaction there?
I would think that's a pretty big reaction.
Whoa!
All right, interested is one thing, and that's another. so yeah, FDR,
I'm listening.
man.
I'm listening.
Freaking FDR was a part of this. Different people have, and it is tied. They believe, people think that what's in this here hole in the floor, in the ground. Let me try that again.
Yep.
We're going to back that up. So what they find here on Oak Island in this
awful.
pit, they call it the money pit, is what they're trying to find, because the whole place has become a money pit because they're spending tons of money. They believe it could be the Knights Templar treasure.
Ooh.
Like all the big stuff.
Yeah.
All the big stuff missing in history could be in this hole on Oak Island. But it's booby-trapped. They found all these booby traps going down like 150 feet underground.
Like milk ducks.
They have water ducts that have filled some of these chambers, and you dig down so far. I'm not giving you credit for that.
Come on.
They're filling, these holes are filling. They believe it could be Shakespeare's transcripts are down there.
Ooh.
They believe it could be the Ark of the Covenant could be in this hole.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense, you know.
It does. There's all kinds of clues.
The Bible was based on a white man in North America.
They
didn't
found
you know?
pieces of parchment to the 1600s, man.
Damn.
There's some crazy stuff.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm into this show. That's my show.
Okay.
What's your show?
Well, as Dave was so kind to point out, I do watch a lot of sports.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of soccer.
A lot
Yeah,
of soccer.
I like watching sports live. I'm not really a huge fan of DVRing. I'll DVR a big game. But, you know, if there's a live game on TV, I'm going to try to watch it. That being said, as far as shows are concerned, you know, it's been kind of tough because there are very few shows that from the beginning to the end can hold my interest.
Yeah.
Like, I was big into The Walking Dead, and then season 5 kind of tanked it for me.
And I think part of that is the waiting. The waiting is the hardest part. Thank you, Tom Petty.
But it wasn't really that. It wasn't the waiting. Okay, maybe it's a little of the waiting
It is.
if the payoff isn't there. right?
Sure.
But the problem with The Walking Dead was that it just kind of once they are you familiar with the show?
Yeah.
So once they reached Alexandria, it just stopped.
What
like
was that
the
other
plot
place?
stopped to progress.
They spent an entire year going to one place, that cannibal place. What was it?
The whole show is a cannibal show.
No, that
Yeah.
one show. No, it's a zombie show, not a cannibal show. But
Well,
go to that one
technically, it's a
place-
Walker show. They've never
This is
said
true.
zombies.
This
Yeah.
is true. No, that one, they were all trying to go to this one. They kept seeing signs, go to this place, and they're following
Yes.
the tracks. And
Right.
they spent an entire season walking there.
Well, so that's the thing. The entire show was progression. They were moving the whole, even though they were at the prison for a little bit, right? And
Yeah.
they were at the farm for a little bit before that,
Right.
Right? But they were always moving somewhere. It was Terminus, is what you're thinking of.
Terminus,
They
thank
made
you.
it
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Terminus, and then they got locked in the boxcar, and that was a great cliffhanger,
It was good.
right?
Then they followed up. Well, first off, I didn't like that whole season. It was just too. I was like, would you please just get there? If you're going to give us this anticipation of getting there, get there halfway through the season. Don't wait till the very end.
I'm not going to
Ugh.
necessarily agree with that because there was an arc and the story was getting there. It wasn't there, if you will, right?
Okay.
But the problem with Alexandria is they got there and now it's almost like it's a safe haven that has been attacked several times. I was like,
Right.
I couldn't get into it because it was just the same thing over and over again.
I don't
going
understand
to this
why they
other
don't
place, then
go-
going over here.
But why wouldn't they go to just find an island? The walkers can't swim.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
you don't know that. There could be swimmers.
Come on.
I don't know.
Go to an island, you raise your crops, you have your thing, you do your thing, you live in a boat, whatever, dude. They're not getting to you. Like, there's no common sense to that. If someone had brought up that topic for some reason on the show,
Yeah.
but I never heard anyone talk about it. Like, come on, that's a common sense thing. You're going,
Right.
okay, we went to a prison, they tore down the walls of the prison coming through, and people are fighting. Let's go find
Yeah.
an island where nobody can find you. Go out to Hawaii. Like,
Sure.
Make that the long term. Like, Lost, eventually you want to get off the island, whatever.
I
you know?
haven't watched the show this past season. I am
I
planning
gave
on,
up.
on binging and just catching up and seeing if it's worth my time coming back.
Okay.
But it's not. It didn't hold me week to week, if you will.
It doesn't. I mean,
Right.
that's the toughest part. And I can't, look, my schedule's too tight to be planning out what I'm going to watch next week. I'm going to go home and see, let me turn on the Netflix and see what's there.
Right, and it's usually The Office.
That's my go-to.
That's
The Office
That's
and
my
Sopranos.
background noise. I
Office
don't listen
and
to
Sopranos.
music.
Yeah.
I don't listen to music. For me, it's Star Trek, The Office,
Okay.
Seinfeld. So Seinfeld is what plays in my kitchen.
But Seinfeld is
when
on
I'm
Hulu.
cooking.
And I won't do Hulu anymore
It's
because they
also-
lied to me.
it's on
So
the
screw
TBS app.
Hulu.
It's on-
Screw you, Hulu.
I watch it on the TBS app.
Okay, fair.
I don't have Hulu. But yeah, I have several of those background noises. I mean, yeah, my go-to shows: Seinfeld, The Office, Star Trek, and
The Simpsons.
no, that I love The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's
I do,
one of your
but
shows.
It's not. I mean, yeah, I guess it's a little bit, but I have one that I do as background noise even more than The Simpsons.
Really? What's that?
Married with Children.
Oh, that's right. I didn't know that.
Yes.
I did know that.
God,
yeah.
what ahead of its time.
Way ahead of its time.
Well,
funny show.
ahead-
Goofy, stupid show, but way ahead of its time.
So Married with Children's a great instance of the progression of a show and how it kind of evolved into something new, kind of like what Walking Dead did, but
Yeah.
in a different way. That it went from being like a family comedy, disgruntled family comedy, or a more realistic family comedy, because that's more like what. And then it turned into a cartoon. By the end of it, it's just a live action cartoon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it was still absolutely amazing.
It's one of the big pieces that put Fox on the map. It really was.
Oh yeah. Between that and The Simpsons, I think those were the two things that really
They
launched
defined
the
that,
network.
Yeah, that whole network. They
Yeah.
defined it. Yeah.
Other shows, I mean, The Sopranos, as you mentioned before, it did the cliffhangers, but that was a plot that kept my attention all the way through.
Absolutely.
The cliffhangers worked. I couldn't wait until the show came back.
Do you ever go back and pick up, like with The Office, for me, I try to keep it linear, then I'll go back to the start, let them go linear
Yeah.
again. Do you ever, with Sopranos, I'll jump into like, let me watch season 4.
I don't do that
Really?
with The Sopranos. I always go linear. The Office, I do jump into.
Okay.
Or other shows like that. I love Park and Rec.
Park and Rec's a great show.
Park and Rec I can jump right into as well. And the one I do it the most often with is Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I've never been able to get into the show.
Oh,
I've tried a couple of times.
Kidding me?
Everybody's like, "Oh, it's a great show," and I watched an episode or two, and I'm like, "I don't get it."
That is the biggest ass to mouth thing you've said all day. That was ass coming from your mouth. I mean, look, exactly. That was him just
Sorry,
trying.
man.
He was just trying to say something, but that was just
it didn't
ass
grab me
coming
in the
from your
first.
mouth.
If it doesn't grab me in the first 1, 2, 3 episodes, I'm
Dude.
done. Look, Arrested Development, I'll get into every day. Love that show.
It's a great show, but Always Sunny is just oh my god, it's hilarious. I saw Always Sunny live.
Okay, well,
And it was Always Sunny and Family Guy live.
happy for you.
Yeah, it was one of the best live shows I've seen.
Okay,
It was Always Sunny and Family Guy live.
Family Guy live, I would have loved to see.
It was great.
Family Guy's up there for me too. I will watch Family Guy at the drop of a hat, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, all great shows. What new shows that are on TV? I don't really know if there's any that I necessarily like. I don't watch things by appointment.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, I'd go to HBO. I love Barry. That was a new show.
I haven't watched that. Is it good?
Oh my god!
Really?
Yeah. Oh, Bill Hader at its finest. And the bar they went to in the first episode was my go-to bar, literally across the street from me in California for several years.
Oh, that's cool.
Shout out Residuals. And they went there in the show. They even called it by name. They were sitting at the booth that Lori and I used to sit at. It was great.
Look,
but
I like
it's a great. Do you even know what the show is?
No.
It's an amazing premise. It's a hired assassin who takes a job out in L.A. and then falls ass backwards into being an improv actor because his mission to kill somebody ended up taking him to an improv class, and he was like, "This is kind of funny. I'm going to get into this." So it's a hired assassin who is also an improv actor, and he's trying to mix the two lives. It's fabulous.
Shout out to Amazon Prime too. Ms. Maisel is a funny show, outstanding.
Mozart in the
show.
Jungle was great too on Amazon Prime.
I didn't see that.
Well, you need to reach a certain level of intellect before you can get into a show based on Baroque music.
This is a guy speaking the way you have this entire show, telling me I need to reach a level of intellect.
Well, I mean, there was, that article that was posted that people who swear more have a higher IQ. 100%. Fuck.
Yeah, that's. Who wrote that article, by the way? Was it you?
No, I think it was in the New Yorker.
Yeah, that makes it true.
Non-opinion section.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There was a cartoon associated with it. And then, okay, I have to address this whole soccer hooligan thing and about baseball and football.
Well, you and I don't normally
blah, blah.
do songs, but I have a song in my head now, stuck in my head since
Oh.
I started doing that.
Oh.
Stuck in my head.
Since I started doing it?
No, since Dave's call.
Since Dave's call.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get to your song.
Okay.
We're going to get to your song, but I just have to address this real quick. And I tell this to everybody because soccer gets a bad rap. Everyone's like, it's too boring. 90 minutes of straight action versus fucking 10 minutes in watching a baseball and football game combined. Constant action, constant strategy.
First off, don't poo on baseball and football. And I give you a very serious look with that.
I'm pooing on it when people say soccer is boring and it's 90 minutes of straight play, straight action.
So here's my thing with soccer, and
In
it
the
took me
same
some
way as
time, and you
hockey
know I'm coming around to soccer.
You are, because you are open-minded.
I'm taking the time.
You are listening to your constituents.
You're not my constituent. Oh, you are my constituent now, aren't you, as a business owner in town?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I have policy for you.
Okay, so anyway, so you've gotten me into soccer a little bit because I respect the fact that you dedicate so much of your life to this sport, and I'm going, I never got it.
It's got to be something to it.
I never got it because it's a lot of running. If you don't know about the tackles and the action that lead to the score,
that's the game. It's
because,
not the goal.
Right.
It's almost 15 minutes of momentum and everything building up to the goal.
That's why when someone like ESPN started trying to do this with Dan Patrick, right? Back in the old days when Oberman and Patrick were doing the show, they'd be like, okay, in soccer, look, here's a goal. This guy scored. That guy scored. It's over.
Boo.
It's kind of like saying you enjoy baseball just because of the home runs.
Yes.
Right?
Great analogy.
So, thank you. So, thank you.
That was a great analogy.
So, I appreciate it more. The problem is it is a lot of running and the off action. So, if the offense is on a strike, right, to toward the goal, and they're passing. I know what the passings are now a little bit. I know a little bit more about how the ball moves.
Yeah.
It's that guy on defense back that you're going, so he's just standing there?
Oh, no, not always. He gets into the action.
And then you start looking at this a little bit more, and you realize it's not just a bunch of guys running back and forth kicking a ball.
Right.
The reason that stopped me from saying that, the reason that stopped me from hating soccer is that I used to say it's a bunch of guys running around chasing a ball.
Sure.
And you can say that about football, you can say it about baseball, you can say it about golf, whatever you want. It doesn't make the sport stupid. It just means I'm ignorant and I don't know how that sport works.
Sure.
So now that I've learned
especially if you're going to say that about golf. It's one guy following his own ball.
Yeah, hit a ball, hit it again. By the way, if you've never heard it, Robin Williams does an amazing thing on golf.
Oh, I love that one.
It's outstanding.
I love that one.
So, and it's
We're
spot
gonna
on.
hit it into a little fucking hole, and it's all the way over there.
So you do this one time. No!
18 fucking times.
So anyway, God bless you, Robin Williams. Robin Williams, R.I.P. There's a
Genius.
Liz shout out.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
PPPP. Like,
No, stop saying
well,
PP
no,
so much.
no, that's not what I meant.
So bottom line, I get your love for soccer to a degree. You are.
It's a great game.
When I was in my 20s to my 30s, I spent a tremendous amount of time watching sport.
Sure.
Tremendous amount of time.
Sure.
I don't do that as much anymore.
Sure.
So I can see where you're coming from, but other people do not see that if they're not big sport fans.
But I don't even think it's sport. If I was sitting here watching any other sport, a lot of people wouldn't give me as much flack as they do with soccer.
You just
Because
happen to love soccer, and the fact that you
I
will
happen to love
occasionally
I'll watch cricket. You want to watch some cricket?
You
Some
enjoy
rugby on?
playing some soccer. You
Sure.
enjoy watching. I called you the other day, and you were watching high school soccer on TV at home.
No, it was professional or semi-pro.
Okay, whatever it was.
Newtown at Waterbury. Yeah, CSL. Shout out CSL.
Okay,
Connecticut
so I thought
Soccer
you were watching
League.
high school soccer.
No,
so,
this was the Newtown Pride.
but you would watch high school soccer,
Why not?
right? You
Love
just
it.
love that game. So
It's a
that's
great game. It's a great
That's
game.
cool.
But the whole aspect of the drums, like he was referencing, the coolest part about soccer, it's not even necessarily the game that I love. It's also the supporters culture, which is a whole different thing, and no other sport has anything even remotely close to
No, it's
it.
cool. I'm starting to understand that.
Yeah, and it's not just I take I'm not a soccer hooligan, right? Soccer hooligans, soccer ultras, these are people who will go out, seek fights, break shit. Like that's not what I'm all about.
You're almost you could have been. You
If
could have
this
been.
was 10 years ago,
If you didn't
Sure.
get married and have kids,
Sure.
you would be a soccer hooligan.
I could
no
see that.
question.
I could see that.
Although you're not really a
But I'm
fighter, you're an instigator, but you're not a fighter.
oh, I still instigate.
You're an instigator, but you're not a fighter.
I still instigate, and I heckle, all that kind of good
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, the hooligan, not so much, because that word actually has there's an actual definition and some actual
Okay.
behavior that go with that word, and that's not me. But pardon Dave's ignorance and culture of soccer.
No, it's a fair analogy though for someone
Sure.
who
But you watch that movie Green Street Hooligans; those are hooligans.
Okay.
They're giving people Chelsea grins over
Right.
a soccer game. Like,
Yeah, which
come
is
on,
messed up. Yeah.
yeah. Like they're killing people.
But I don't
over-
know if we've
over a
ever
game.
talked about this much, and I know we did talk about it at one point when I went out to visit you in L.A. We went to the Red Sox Angels
Angels,
game
yeah,
in the playoffs,
yeah.
and it was really funny. That's your hooligan personality kind of came out with that a little bit when we went to that, because I remember walking into the stadium and you going, you know what, this is going to be great because I'm going to say things that get people so mad, and I'll have you standing behind me so they won't
I
hit
did say
me.
that,
Yeah.
and then you were like, "I'm not going to protect you."
You're on your own, buddy, is what I said, intending that you might stop jawing so much.
No.
But it didn't work, and the fact that, and as we've talked on before, my loyalty to my friends would prevent me from
Oh, yeah.
allowing you to just get beat down anyway. So
Oh, yeah.
you knew that going in, and
Yeah, I
you
did.
were plenty comfortable saying what you did. And
I said a lot of things.
but you're an instigator. That's
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah, you have to be. You have to be. But yeah, it's great. And I tell everybody, last thing I'm going to say about it, go to a soccer game and sit in the supporter section, and you will be hooked, and you'll get it.
What's the difference of a supporter section to just like go into a game, go into a match?
That's me and the way that I do things, right? Versus if you were just to walk in to any old seat and sit down and watch. Supporter section,
Yeah.
you don't sit. And if you're
Okay.
not jumping for almost 90 minutes straight, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
There's singing, there's chanting, there's clapping, there's drums, there's trumpets.
That's great.
It's like a party. It's very much like a Japanese baseball game.
Okay.
Like, the vibe of a Japanese baseball game?
Yeah.
It's basically like that. But these are the diehards. I mean, I follow the Hartford Athletic soccer team. which is brand new in the
As
state.
we all know.
And I can name everybody on the roster.
Well, that's great.
Right? Diehards.
When I was 7, I could name all the guys in the bullpen on the Yankees and the Red Sox.
But this is different. This
I'm
is
just
soccer.
saying,
it's not,
when you
don't get
when you
that.
dive into it,
Yeah.
you get to know everyone who's there, and you actually know the people.
And it's not
Because
casual.
it's accessible, which I really like. That soccer now is becoming more accessible.
Yeah.
They see the intelligence of giving fans full access to them personally.
Yeah. Well,
because professional sports are so distanced from
Yeah.
their fan, even with social media.
Yeah.
You can't say, "Hey, Kyrie, I'd like to talk to you."
No.
It's never going to
I
happen.
interact with players on the Twitter.
Yeah.
Not only that, if you look at a soccer stadium, the stands are literally like 3 yards away at most from the sideline.
Right.
And that's a big stadium. You got to be like, most of them are like a yard away from the touchline.
Right.
And after the match, the players all come over. They shake our hands. They clap. They ask how we're doing. They actually care. They'll
That's
come
cool.
out and meet us in the parking lot sometime. I mean,
That's cool.
So the supporters and the players, I mean, there is something. There's a relationship there that's not necessarily there with the rest of the stadium, you could say. You know, and the rest of the stadium also has, family, let's go out to a soccer game with my sons and daughters on a Saturday night. That'll be fun.
And not sit in the supporter section with their kids.
No, there are some kids in the supporter sections, and
Really?
they love it. Because we're not hooligans. We're not swearing and throwing things and fighting. It's not like that.
It's weird that you're not swearing. So what do I get? How do I get you to
I
respond that way?
I am
here?
way more clever than to result to swearing and profanity.
How do we work on that on the show? It's a solid question.
Fuck you.
Oh, there
No,
it is.
yeah, I had to result of that.
Yeah.
No, but it's I mean, we got
clever.
we got chants, we got things that come out. It's
great.
It's fun. It's
Okay.
It's fun. But you had a song. I want to hear your song.
And thanks to Dave. So thanks to Dave Stalvey, we have a song for this week's show.
Uh-oh.
And it's based on you, and here it is.
Okay. Oh!
Hey, Stalvey
Yes.
said it, man. Dave was like, hey, let's you bang on the drum is what you do.
All right.
You feeling it?
Am I singing?
We both will right here.
I don't want to work. I just want to bang on this drum all day. I don't want to play. I just want to bang on this drum all day. Ever since I was a tiny boy.
Yeah.
Was I ever tiny?
No, I wasn't.
I took a stick and an old coffee can. I bang on that thing till I got blisters on my hand
Your
because...
butter's in your hand.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wanna bang on this drum all day.
Bookie.
I don't wanna play. I just wanna bang on this drum all day.
When I get older, what's that? I think I'm a fool. Something like that.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah. Oh, but somebody's singing in the background.
Yes, it's called karaoke.
Oh, I get it. Okay. I don't want to work.
I just wanna bang on this drum all day. I don't wanna play. I just wanna bang on this drum all day.
Ooh, this is a little groove you settle into.
Break it down now. Simmer down.
Ooh. Listen to this.
Every day when I go to my soccer game,
I feel so frustrated. My podcast partner's a jerk.
What?
Yeah.
No. And I get my sticks out and go to the shed and I pound out that drum like it's Mo's big shiny bald head.
Wait, what?
And
No.
And because
No.
yeah, and
No.
because and Dave pound on it like it's Dave's head.
How
and
come-
his face because he doesn't like my soccer.
All right,
Soccer's
so-
really great.
Well,
And
you're
he
off the
doesn't-
lyrics.
No,
You're way
I'm
off.
not. No. Damn it, Dave.
See, no one knows these lines anyway, except for Oi.
I don't want to work. I just want to bang on this drum all day and David Stalvey's head. I don't want to play. I just want to bang on this drum all day because soccer isn't boring. I don't want to. No.
People don't know the rest of the words except for there's an Oi in here somewhere. Oi.
Oh,
Oi. Oi. Or do we miss it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but we're good at this. We should do this live some night somewhere.
I don't want to work. I
I just want to bang on this drum all day. I don't want to play. I just want to bang on this drum all day.
Fuck you, Dave.
I don't think that's
Soccer
necessary.
isn't boring, you piece of.
He's one of our few listeners.
Oh,
We don't have a lot of those. Don't send them screaming away.
that's true. I don't wanna work. I just wanna bang on this drum all day. Liz has the better call than Dave. Oh, I don't wanna play. I just wanna bang on this drum all day. And suckers really exciting. Fucking exciting.
I don't think you need that. You sound like the wedding singer guy now. Wow, dude. Wow. Wow, take a drink of something quickly. Well, the good news is this should tucker him out for the day, so he should be a little more mellow for anyone who sees him later in the day, and now he's hacking up a lung.
Oh, my God. That's, oh, God.
You hit that high octave.
Yeah.
How do you get up there?
Ass to mouth. Is that how we should end the show?
We didn't do a gentleman's thing then.
Oh, no. Oh, God. See, you're always the one who usually skips to like, oh, that'd make a great ending. All right, gentleman's tip.
I have a really...
I have a great one.
Go ahead. Teacher's out of the way.
Respect your elders. I'm just going to end it there.
Yeah.
I had places to go, but I think
the whole
we're just
idea
end it
of
there.
gentleman's tip is to live it, not just preach it.
Oh, okay. Then
not that.
All right. Well, let's see. What can I preach? Don't. I'm just going to end it there. Respect your elders.
Okay. So mine is legitimately something I had a problem with yesterday in Hartford.
Okay.
It happened to me 5 times in the day, and by the last time, I snapped. I absolutely lost it on someone, and he apologized to me profusely.
Did someone tug your beard?
No, I don't mind that.
Oh.
Don't hit your hand. You bastard. You don't need to do that. Ow. So anyway, what happened is...
I got to go wash my hand now.
It's perfectly clean. I showered.
Gross.
So someone interrupted a conversation I was having with someone else.
Ew.
So if you or I are having a conversation, someone literally walks up to you and starts talking to you, not acknowledging me, right? And the person breaks off the conversation with me and starts talking to them.
Oh, well, it's
rude on both parts.
The person that butts in, very rude. The person that just ends their conversation with you, that person is an ass.
Yeah. And that happened to me 5 times in one day.
Wow.
And the last time it happened, I teed off on the guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he's someone I consider a dear friend. And again, we're all sleep deprived. We're all going through a tough time and trying to...
Right.
I get it.
Y'all got feces in your mustaches.
No,
I get it. I get it.
But the point is, I literally tore into the guy verbally, and he's an attorney.
And he was like, "Oh no!"
The color ran from his face, and he apologized.
Good,
and I felt much better.
Good.
So that's the way to do it.
That's a good tip. That's a good tip.
You do not walk up when 2 other people are talking, and if you're talking to someone and someone interrupts your conversation, hold the one finger up, your index finger, not that one, Michael. Your index finger, hold that up and say, "Excuse me, I'll be with you in just a second."
And it better be a finger.
Just one.
All right. I think we're good. I mean, that's a long show. This is a 58-minute show.
Good for us.
Yeah, good for us.
Well done. We'll see you again soon.
We actually didn't get to this last voicemail either.
There's a third one? Play it now.
Yeah, let's see what happens real quick.
Hey, it's Liz calling back, so I do have an actual question
Call back.
this time around. Myke, you talked a little bit about putting money, placing a bet on random stuff.
Oh, yes.
My friend told me he has a couple $100 on a Game of Thrones thing. I guess people
back to the Game of Thrones.
I think we're a little late in doing the show.
Iron Throne at the end of this year. So I just thought that was kind of ridiculous. What, if any, have you put money on? Have you placed a bet on anything ridiculous outside of just like a regular sports bet or just gambling in general?
Yes.
I'm kind of curious. Like what would you spend your hard-earned money on?
Yes.
Because you think you're right. I don't know.
Yes.
The whole thing seems so crazy to me.
All right.
Also, if you do want to become a knight, I was named after a queen. I own 2 swords. Call me up. We'll make it happen.
Okay.
Talk to you later, guys.
Well,
Bye.
You need to first. She needs to go over to Sealand and get her queenship over there.
Right.
Whatever you want to call it. Yeah. It's the end of the show. We're gonna take this one real quick. did have a bet and I did not lose money. I made a substantial amount of money. It's called an emotional hedge. When you want something to happen and the opposite happens, I have had this happen a couple of times. But most notably, I did not want Donald Trump to win the presidential election. Without getting into politics or anything, I just didn't want him to win it. So I bet that he would win it. And as you recall, he was not the odds-on favorite that night.
Right.
Not only that, I went state by state and got amazing odds on a lot of states, picking that he would defeat Hillary in states like Pennsylvania, where Hillary was supposed to win, in states like Virginia.
Okay.
I made a lot of money off of this Donald Trump presidency, and I'm, emotional hedge. I didn't want him to win, but I still kind of won that night. So there you go. That's all I got.
So I will say just really quickly on this, the best bets are not financial. I love the
yes.
Hey, if Myke loses a bet, he has to wear a Yankee jersey and put a picture of himself on Facebook wearing that Yankee jersey or something like that.
I just remembered I won one of those during the ALCS. I have a golf tournament next week that Mo and I sit on the board for that we're playing, but unfortunately we scheduled it when Mo couldn't be there.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Stupidity. But Nate, who you know is a huge Yankee fan, he has to wear a Red Sox hat next week during the tournament.
Well done.
Because the ALCS results last year.
Well done.
So I've had a lot of Facebook
me
profile
too.
bets where I have the loser has to wear a Patriots jersey and put that as a profile picture. And it always happens to be Ravens fans too, who this happens to.
Weird.
Nick and Chris and Mike, it's happened 3 times because the Patriots obviously always dominate the Ravens in the playoffs. I digress. Yeah, those are the best bets, I think. I mean, the fun, non-monetary
personal
ones. Yeah. But she was talking about where I put my money, and I put my money one time, actually a lot of times on the emotional hedges. And, I don't do that during Super Bowls just because, or like bet against my team necessarily. But yeah, when it comes to a presidential election, I didn't necessarily have a team. Well, I guess, team humanity, but we lost that night, but I still won some money.
I put my money
not putting my politics into play or anything.
I put my money in an old empty Kleenex box.
Yeah. And how'd that work out for you?
I thought you'd end the show on that.
Yay!